So, so again, it was all about trying to hurt someone maybe or ruin their reputation in regards to that message, or even probably to try to sympathize and say, hey, this is everything that is going on. I need someone to reach out to me. I sent it to my entire family. I also sent things like, oh, I'm not going to use your kitchen. I can eat other places. I had an EBT card. I told them I could shower outside the gym because I had been showering at the gym. I told them I could even sleep in my car outside of their home and not even be in their house to everyone because I just wanted a method out. And I was trying to give anyone in my family like ways of reasoning of knowing that I can be someone that they can shelter long enough for me to get another job or something. But I guess when you attach that to something toxic, it's very hard for someone to lean into. And so, before I move forward into the story, I'd like to talk about spiked emotions. And this is one of the things I realize is that spiked emotions, it says right here, driving angry. I've driven angry for spiked emotions. My mom took her life most likely underneath alcohol and drugs for spiked emotions. And so when I've driven angry, like I'd be mad at a woman because I'd be like, I had no intent of being with someone, but when they ended up getting with someone else, like whether it be for the night or like actually, I would get so upset because I had this possessive nature where it's like I needed that to be underneath my control, even though I had no intent to move forward with it. And that's something I realized that wasn't okay. And so I had to work on, I don't do that ever anymore, but that's something that I noticed. And so spiked emotions, there's times when I was actually at a country club in Temecula, and this is when I was dating someone 10 years ago. I hadn't been in a relationship since like over 10 years maybe, or since 2015, maybe 14, 13. But essentially I was so angry and upset that for whatever reason of not receiving the type of affection or whatever I wanted, that I ended up circling back to the outside of Temecula Stampede where there's this ditch. And at the time they had a fence set up, and I just wrapped it around, and there wasn't much spacing. There was like maybe a couple feet. And I remember just leaning over, and my ex at the time, who was very, very brave, came and held onto the fence while holding on to me with that little gap. And I would just lean over and say, my mom could do it, I can do it too. Which goes to say that your decisions can go beyond your death, and you really got to be careful with the things that you plant. And she helped me not tip over, which I'm sure I was leaning forward, and got me back. And presumably I went back and did it a second time. So she had to do that twice with me before I woke up the next morning and was told exactly what happened. And so that's an example of spiked emotions. I was all about suicide prevention, but that was the exact opposite.